We will have sex on the 9th, as scheduled.
No. Meet the Champagnes. In this family, Mona Champagne dominates. Mona is a housewife. She is overbearing, obsessed with appearances, perfection, and control. She meticulously schedules everything, including whatever she says must be followed. Her husband, Don Champagne, runs the family business, a large furniture store. In fact, the shop is built with money from Mona's parents, which technically makes Mona the owner. Because of this, Mona frequently insists on involving her father in the family decisions. Their marriage is rigid. Their days are far from cheerful or intimate in the way a healthy family should be. Don is depressed. He is unhappy. Don and Mona have 2 children, Allison and Andrew. Mona's insecurity extends to the children as well. She demands that they always be winners, no matter the method. Any violation, any disobedience is punished. Despite this, Don chooses patience. He accepts the circumstances of his life, all in the name of keeping peace within the family. Today, the store is hiring. They need a new sales officer. A beautiful woman named Dusty arrives for an interview. From the moment they meet, Don is clearly drawn to her. Don's employee and neighbor. Les encourages him to hire her. He jokes that they need something pleasant to look at, something to distract them from their miserable marriages. Don agrees, and Dusty gets the job. Meanwhile, a gangster-looking man finishes someone calmly. He watches a television commercial for Don's furniture store. It turns out he and his crew have been watching Don and his wife. Back at home, Don tells Mona he has hired someone. She is immediately displeased. She wanted to be involved in the process. She asks for his name, assuming it's a man. Don doesn't correct her. He simply mentions the name. The lie doesn't last long, though. The following week, Mona sees Dusty during a promotional sales event. She disapproves of her outfit. Don only makes it worse by calling Dusty pretty. Feeling threatened, Mona decides not to formally meet her yet. As days pass, Don and Dusty grow increasingly flirtatious. One night, after being denied intimacy yet again, Don fantasizes about Dusty. Soon after, it happens. Starved of affection, Don gives in to Dusty's advances. He begins an affair. Not once, but whenever they can. For the first time in years, Don feels alive. He works out. He becomes cheerful. He even smiles in his sleep. As his bond with Dusty deepens, his connection with Mona fades. He even rejects scheduled intimacy, much to Mona's chagrin. At first, everything seems to work in Don's favor. He keeps the affair hidden. Until one day, the Champagnes host a party. Dusty shows up uninvited. She flaunts her body, irritating Mona. But finally, they meet. Mona immediately asserts dominance, making it clear who is in charge. Later, alone with Don, Dusty drops a bombshell. She is pregnant. Don is stunned. He thought Dusty was on a pill. She refuses to get an abortion. She wants children, and she insists. Don take responsibility for what they've done. Panicked, Don turns to Les for advice. Les suggests a payoff, money in exchange for Dusty's silence and disappearance. He claims women like Dusty are gold diggers, skilled at blackmailing wealthy men. Don admits he doesn't have that kind of money. Les promises to help him raise $13,000. And Les is right. Dusty is a gold digger. She is the girlfriend of that gangster, Murphy. Murphy uses her to lure wealthy men and drain them financially. This time, however, Dusty actually likes her target. Murphy suspects it. She assures him she'll get the money. Everything is going according to plan. The next day, Don offers Dusty $13,000. He then asks her to end the affair and disappear from his life. Dusty refuses, says he's treating her like a disposable object. Don spirals. He fears losing his family, his children, and he knows Mona's reaction will be explosive. Things get worse. $13,000 isn't enough for Murphy. He orders Dusty to demand more, $25,000. Don has nothing left. He's trapped, desperate, and running out of options. With nowhere else to turn, Don finally confesses. He frighteningly tells Mona everything. Surprisingly, she remains calm. Too calm. She asks one simple question. Does he still love her? Don swears that he loves her and the children, and that he will do anything to fix his mistake. But it's never that simple. And then, Mona's true nature appears. She orders Don to Dusty to end the blackmail once and for all. She declares, anyone who threatens the integrity of her family will. Don is horrified. How can she be that cruel? Mona erupts, listing everything she's done for him, every opportunity given by her and her parent. Dusty soon calls, demanding $20,000. Mona tells Don to accept the meeting. Then she gives him a choice: divorce, lose his wife and children forever, or obedience. Dusty. Don is torn. How can he take a life? But how can he lose the family he loves? And just like that, he's trapped. The following day, Mona keeps the pressure on. She pushes Don to commit the murder. He will do it tonight. When Dusty comes to collect the money at the store, she has already prepared a high-dose drug. Lethal. Efficient. Mona is furious at Don's fear. She tells him to stop being weak and to fight back against the people trying to destroy their family. With no way out, Don agrees. He follows Mona's plan and forces himself to act. That night, Dusty arrives. Don greets her calmly. Too calmly. She asks for the money, but Don asks to talk first. He offers her a drink. It's already been drugged. As Dusty sips, she notices something is wrong. Don is tense. His movements are off. Moments later, the drug hits. Dusty grows dizzy, confused, and then collapses, but not without a fight. Mona appears, cold, focused. She orders Don to put Dusty into the trunk. Back home, Don hesitates. His fear paralyzes him. Then he sees it. Dusty is still alive. Mona laughs. She tells him to get a hammer. Don brings it to her, but Mona refuses to take it. She tells Don to do it himself. To fix his mistake, Don breaks down. He can't. He won't. So Mona orders him to open the trunk and step aside. Dusty is taken into the garage. Mona begins pulling her apart, calmly, methodically. Don can't watch. He stumbles into the bathroom and vomits his body, finally surrendering to the horror of what he's allowed to happen. Meanwhile, Murphy grows suspicious. Dusty has vanished. Days pass. No calls. No messages. The next day, Don comes home and freezes. Murphy is outside talking to his son. Panic sets in. His son hands him a note. Murphy's summoning him to a club. He wants answers. Don lies. He says he paid Dusty and doesn't know where she went. Murphy doesn't believe him. He demands $20,000 by tomorrow, or Don's wife and child will suffer. After the meeting, Mona decides it's time to move again. She tells Don they need to dig Dusty up and take her back to Murphy's house. Mona lays out the plan. That night, Don will inform Murphy to meet at the club for the money. Meanwhile, she and Don will go to Dusty's place and plant the remains. When they arrive, Don starts acting strange again. Mona takes control. She breaks into the house. It's empty. The gang is already at the club. Mona opens the refrigerator and places Dusty's remains inside. Not long after, Murphy's lackey and his lady come in. Don tries to warn her, but she left her phone in the car. It doesn't matter. Mona moves fast, ruthless. She kills them both without hesitation. No remorse. No pause. Don is horrified. He always knew Mona was cold, controlling, heartless. But now, he sees the truth. She's a monster. Mona uses a burner phone to call the police, reporting a disturbance at Murphy's house. Afterwards, they left, unaware the guy is not dead yet. He calls Murphy panicked, explaining what just happened. Murphy rushes back. He walks into chaos. Bodies, blood, and inside the refrigerator, Dusty. That's when it hits him. He's been framed. Moments later, the police arrive. One of Murphy's men is shot dead, but Murphy escaped, slipping through a hidden door beneath the house. That night, Don finally questions Mona. He asks about her past. He wonders if trauma or tragedy shaped her into this sympathy. Mona snaps. She becomes emotional, furious. She says her parents are perfect, that they never hurt her. Then, she leans in and makes it clear. If Don ever asks again, she will and him, just like she did Dusty. From that moment on, Don lives in constant fear. Paranoia consumes him. Mona's madness only grows. She now sets her sights on Les's son, a big, aggressive boy who often beats Andrew in every competition. The next day, the police visit Don. They inform him that Dusty is dead. They've caught most of the suspects, but one is still missing. That's not why they're there. Someone reported seeing Don visiting Dusty's house. Cornered, Don confesses. He admits the affair. He explains the blackmail. He pleads that he keeps it a secret. If Mona ever finds out, she will kill him. The officer listens, then dryly remarks that he hopes Don doesn't give his wife another reason to kill. As they talk, a neighbor's dog wanders into the garage. Mona snaps. She issues a chilling warning. She will kill it if it ever steps on her property again. And in that moment, everyone understands one thing clearly. Mona Champagne is dangerous. During Andrew's birthday celebration, Don makes a horrifying discovery. The neighbor's dog has been killed and stuffed inside the refrigerator. The party continues anyway. The kids engage in a friendly competition between Andrew and Les's son. Andrew is losing. Mona notices, and she snaps again. She accuses Les's son of cheating, claims the boy must be on steroids, and declares the game unfair. It gets worse. Mona turns her venom toward Les's wife, who is suffering from Crohn's disease, and viciously insults her. She even wishes the woman would shit herself to death. Don watches in silence, ashamed, disgusted, powerless. When Allison sees her brother struggling, she reacts instantly. She grabs the stick and smashes the unicorn game piece again and again until it's destroyed. Victory at any cost. It's clear now. Allison is Mona's favorite. Andrew is expendable. Mona praises Allison. She always does. Don watches his daughter and realizes the truth. If this continues, Allison will grow up just like her mother. And in that moment, Don decides it has to end. The moment later, Don quietly cuts the power to the garage lamp, creating the conditions for a short circuit. He tests it. Then, he opens the gas valve, letting the fumes fill the space. Calm, careful, calculated. Don asks Mona to grab beef from the garage refrigerator. While he checks on the grill, Mona heads inside. Don walks away, steady, expressionless, as if nothing is wrong. Inside the garage, Mona flips the switch. A spark ignites the gas. The explosion is instant. Mona is gone. In the aftermath, Don moves into a new house. He inherits everything Mona left behind: the money, the freedom, the silence. He and his children finally live without schedules, without control. But the story isn't over. Murphy was never caught. In the final moments, we see him following Don's car from a distance. The screen fades to black. During the credits, 2 gunshots ring out. And with that, Mona's greatest fear becomes reality. Her need for control suffocated her husband, pushed him into another woman's arms, and exposed the monster she truly was. A monster so terrifying that even her own husband chose death over living with her. Thank you for watching. Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you were captivated by the story, please like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into your favorite thrillers.